Okay, so the dust has settled after the initial announcement from Autel that they're bringing out 4 new drones, 2 in the EVO Nano series and 2 in the EVO Lite series. And the feedback from you guys on the Nano series has been, well, a mixture of very clear opinions as well as questions about the drones that are yet to be answered. In this video, we'll cover it all, so don't go away. Hey guys, Mike here and welcome back to the channel. Well, amid the excitement of the launch of the new drones, you guys have had a lot to say about it. And as much as we know about them, there are still a few things we don't. Plus, I've made a few observations about some features of the new Nano drones that are actually pretty cool, but have not had a lot of press so far. So let's get into it. And first up, your reactions to the new drones. There's definitely quite a lot of excitement out there, but more than a few questions as well. Firstly, what should we compare the Nano series against? And that's a good question because initially everyone naturally thinks that should be the Mini 2. And to a certain extent you're right. Certainly because in terms of form factor, size, and of being the entry level of the respective companies' ranges. However, when you get into the features of the Nano, such as a better camera, obstacle avoidance sensors, and Autel's version of Active Track, you start wondering if it should actually be compared to the Air 2S. In fact, a number of people have commented on my channel to say that they like the features of the Nano and the Lite, but trust DJI, so if they want those features, they'll just get an Air 2S. Now, the Nano is definitely going to be priced much higher than the Mini 2. I know people are saying they have to be competitive if they want to take out any of DJI's current or potential customers, but you've got to be realistic as well. The Nano has a better camera, 3-way obstacle avoidance and tracking. So of course this is going to cost more to put into a drone. Now, how much more? Is that worth to people? It's really hard to say. Again, a lot of this will come down to the drone's performance and reliability and whether people see it as worth investing into. Some people are asking if the new drones will be compatible with the Autel Smart Controller. Popular opinion is yes, they probably will be, but no confirmation of that just yet. Quite a few people are really still torn and loyal to DJI. I've had comments like, I never felt I would stray from DJI, but now I question that. Also, I'm excited for the Nano, but love the Mini 2. I'm waiting for the Mini 3. And quite a few are waiting for reviews of the Nano saying, the proof's in the pudding. It depends on how they perform. And others saying, if it's good, I'm jumping in boots and all. But they want proof, and that's fair enough. So where are you sitting on this one at the moment? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, a couple of observations from me, and these may be because I'm just not that observant and only just noticed, or they aren't so obvious and still might be worth pointing out. First up is that if you read many articles published about the release of the Nano, they would have you believe that obstacle avoidance appears to be available on both models of the Nano. But is it? Initial information leaked from Autel suggested the base model wouldn't have obstacle avoidance, but the Nano Plus would. Now, to be fair, the advertising that has accompanied the Nano launch has been a bit confusing. It's jumped around in the same blog talking about the Nano series 1 minute to the Nano Plus and then the Nano. If you look at what they've put out, they talk about the Nano series being the first and only aircraft of its size to offer an advanced obstacle avoidance system, and then later in the same piece it talks about the 3-way sensors allowing the drone to perceive obstructions, and then citing that it means that the Nano Plus is able to easily brake and avoid collisions. So, I don't know, I'm confused. If you know for sure either way, please let me know in the comments section below. Now, if obstacle avoidance is available on both models, not just the Nano Plus, then you could say that the Nano competes with the Mini 2 because it has, on paper at least, a better camera than the Mini 2 plus obstacle avoidance and tracking. Therefore, the Nano Plus would compete with the Nano 3 when and if it comes out, or, as I talked about earlier, the Air 2S. All up, it's a little vague. Other than the initial advertising release, there's really been not much from Autel. The next thing I noticed is the snap and share feature, which compares with the quick transfer function of the Mini 2, which I never used, by the way, and thought, wow, 160 megabits per second, that's way faster than the Mini 2. But no, it's exactly the same. The Mini 2's transfer speed is 20 megabytes per second, which, when you do the math, is exactly the same as 160 megabits per second. Clever and a little bit sneaky advertising. Then the other feature that I really liked was the sonar sound feature, which is when you can record voices and sounds while you're flying using the remote control's built-in microphone. This can be especially handy when you're doing a test or a review and you want to record what you're saying when it's actually happening, rather than record it separately, sync it up in post, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's a cool feature and I reckon it'll come in handy. I also like the look of the HDR capability in the Nano Plus, where the drone can take several photos at different exposures so they can be stitched together in post-production. And while I haven't been a big user of the quick shots on the Mini 2, I'm not sure whether I'd use the Autel versions either. I was kind of hoping for a version of master shots that we see with the likes of the Air 2S, but nothing seems obvious. Having said that, because there's still more unanswered questions on these drones and the info we've seen is a bit thin other than the key specs, there may well be functions that these drones are capable of yet that we know nothing about. If I'm honest, this now all feels a little bit rushed. Rushed to head off DJI because they know the Mini 3 is coming at some stage, but then nothing. No more info. No drip feeding of promo videos of features, nothing other than one page on their website. Even the tweets leading up to the launch were uncharacteristically obvious. No intention to tease or hint, they pretty much just laid it out there and said, this is coming and here's the date. So on paper the drones have some cool features, but there's still plenty of questions. The proof with a lot of this stuff will be in the pudding, as they say, but I suspect it'll be quite a while yet before we can test any of this stuff for real, because I have a theory that despite the rushed launch, these drones won't be available in big Western markets like the USA and maybe even the UK and Europe anytime soon. Have a look at my full reasoning in this video and then let me know if you agree with me or whether I'm talking rubbish. Cheers guys.